Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play this video and talk about things that are going on, to better explain what's going on, and talk about things that I think that are being done right and or done wrong. Here we go. Alright, nothing with the audio. This is pre-event buffer for the body camera.
What's in America?
Alright, so we'll pause it right here. Yeah, we'll just pause it right here. So this is a burglary call, armed burglary call, and there's just two officers right now, and they don't have rifles. So this is a problem to me. This is one of my chief complaints with most of these videos that I do. Officers going to calls where the situation dictates that you need a long gun and they neglect to get their long guns out. This is the type of call where you need a rifle. There's an armed person. That means there's the potential for a gunfight. If there's going to be a gunfight, you want a rifle. And you want your friends to come with you, and they have rifles too. Rifles dominate gunfights. A rifle will very quickly incapacitate a threat. Rifles can stop gunfights faster than a pistol. Rifles are more accurate. They have a longer barrel, and there's more points of contact when holding that rifle to make it more accurate, as opposed to a pistol that has a very short barrel, and the most minimalist movement that you make with the gun means that your rounds will be way off, and you only have 2 points of contact on that handgun. Your two hands. That's it. The terminal ballistics are also a night and day difference. Rifle cartridges just outperform pistol. No contest. I mean, I don't care what kind of argument you try to bring, you're completely wrong. The rifle cartridges, the kinetic energy that they dump into a target are just extremely devastating. And that is why they are so good at very rapidly incapacitating a threat. There have been times where people have been shot multiple times with pistol, and it did not stop them. There are people who are still walking around today who've been shot with pistols, multiple times with pistols, and they're still alive. There's not that many people walking around today who've been shot multiple times with rifle. There's still some out there. There's some people who've been shot with a rifle and they're still walking around, but there's not that many when you compare them to the ones who've been shot with pistol. The faster you can stop that gunfight, the better. So what they should have done was get their rifles out and proceed forward. But instead, they take the weakest thing with them, which is their pistols. Alright, moving forward. So they're going around and they're searching for the numerics, the address on the house. And they're doing this using their flashlights. So I'll back this up a little bit more.
What's the numerical?
So this whole time, that they're walking around with these bright lights, they are broadcasting their position continuously. The bad guy, who could be inside and looking out the window, could now know that they are there and could set up ambush a lot easier. Or could even start shooting at them as they're approaching, because you can see them with their flashlights beaming around, looking around. You have to be careful with your white light. Your light can be used against you. If you've ever played flashlight tag at night, or you've ever, as a kid, did some stuff you probably wasn't supposed to be doing at night, and then the police came around and was searching around with their spotlights and stuff, then you probably know what I'm talking about. Or, you see the cliche prison breakout kind of scene where it's at nighttime and they get out of their cell and they're out in the yard and the spotlight is slowly panning across the field or the yard, and then it passes a certain point and the people know when to run, and they'll run really quick, and then they'll stop and they'll hide behind something as the light comes right back by. That's a good illustration of how a person can exploit light. And when you turn that light on, you are turning on a beacon. You are broadcasting your position, and you are telegraphing what you are looking at and what you are not looking at by where you shine your light. So that person who's watching can see where you are, and they can know that you are either looking towards them or not looking towards them. And they can exploit that and use that to their advantage. Got to be careful with the white light. So what could they have done besides just shining their white light around? Well, they could have gotten closer to the houses, looked at the addresses on there. Before going around, they could have checked the map. Either they have mapping software on the computer, or just simply pull a phone out and bring up a mapping app and type in the address and see exactly which house it is. All right, it's 3 houses down on the right. Approach without any white lights on, and then go from there. So that's an option. Moving on.
I'm hit, dude.
What?
I'm hit.
Come here.
Yep. He's fleeing.
Come back up to home, go north. Are you hit?
Yep.
Rescue 1068.
back
Yep.
this up some more.
Single 94, shots fired, shots fired! Single 94, shots fired, shots fired!
I'm hit, dude.
What?
I'm hit.
Come here.
Yep. He's fleeing.
Come back up, Single. Single 94, shot!
So he shoots through the door at the officers. And I guess as that officer was turning, one of those rounds struck him in the back. His vest stopped the round. He went to the hospital after this and was released with just severe bruising. So his vest did its job in stopping that round. Now, I don't know why they have decided to blur this out. He ends up getting in this red vehicle that you can kind of see through the blur screen here.
Single 94, shots fired, shots fired!
I'm hit, dude.
What?
I'm hit.
Come here.
Unfortunately, you just can't see much through the blur box there. But the guy, he had emerged out into the yard, fired some more at them, and then got into this car. And of course, this officer returns fire. Had they had rifles, I'm very confident that this would have turned out a lot different. He fires, and then he backs away from there. The guy backs up, takes off in the car, and it leads up to a like a 30-mile pursuit or something crazy like that. And then, of course, he wrecks and then jumps off the bridge. It was said that the police looked down and they could see him swimming for a little bit, and then he disappeared. So I guess he couldn't swim very well. This guy, I think it said he was 37 years old. His name was Charlie Brown. I guess Charlie Brown needed to spend some more time learning how to swim. I read an article where it talked about he only had one known arrest, and it was for domestic assault or something like that, and that he had spent like 5 years in prison or something like that, and had been released and was on probation when this was happening. So, not surprised to hear that, you know, a dude's on probation or something and has a prior record. It's almost always the same with these guys, with these criminals. When it gets to something of this level of someone shooting at the police, it's almost always the case where that person has prior arrests and they spent some time in jail and or prison, and that they're probably on either parole or freaking probation. That just seems to be a very recurring theme within this nation. It's like we just seem to let the stupid people out when they should not be out. So if he's on probation, then that means that he could have spent some more time locked up. And it said that he had been released on probation, or he'd been released in April, and that he was still on probation. So how much longer he could have been locked up, I have no idea. But it's plausible that had he been locked up for the full sentence and not let out and be on probation, that this wouldn't have happened. Now, something like this may have happened after he had spent the full time locked up and then got released. That's plausible. But this particular incident would not have happened. This family here would not have been victimized with the armed burglary, and this officer wouldn't have been shot. So that's another failure on the criminal justice system. Not much else to say about this video. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching.